title. We've done it. Callus is no more.
You gave him a Cabal's end. I'll believe it when I see it for myself.
Hey, do you guys feel that?
No clue what you're talking about. We're almost at the veil. Hang tight. No more running away. Rest now.
Well, the uglier they are, the harder they fall, right? No? Come on.
We finally found you.
Get your ghost!
What's wrong, Osiris?
Get your ghost out of there!
Finality takes shape.
It's creating the link!
At long last.
Destroy it!
What just happened?
We just lost.
Zavala. Come in.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator. Life's infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free.
The Traveler. Gone. Should I feel humbled by this sacrifice? Relieved that it can't grant any more of our enemies the light? Lost? Without a god in whom I can place my trust? But what consumes me in this moment is the human loss. We've watched so many die for this war. And yet, those losses have given us insight and common bonds. We stand alongside more allies than ever before. Humans, Awoken, the Elixni, even the Cabal. When I came to the last city, I looked up to the heavens for the hope the Traveler gave us. Silence.
Guardian, the Traveler is gone, but we're still here. It may seem small, but it's no less important under the circumstances. Despite your triumphs against the former Emperor, the Witness has transformed the Traveler, and gone somewhere we cannot follow. Losses are no stranger to any of us. And I have long since known that the world does not obey laws of poetic justice, much as we might hope otherwise. It would be easy to look at the sky and falter. We cannot. We must take the time we have and make these losses mean something. Neptune is the best and only direction we have. Work with the Cloud Striders. Learn what you can about the Veil. A step at a time, an inch at a time, we keep going. With or without the Traveler. Our light is stronger than ever. I need a rest.
Hey, take care of yourself, okay?
I was just thinking about you.
It doesn't make sense. How are we still alive? Was the witness only interested in the veil? It appears to have created a link using ghosts and the veil. The convergence of primordial light and darkness to open a portal. But to where? We should focus our efforts on the veil and the trail the witness might have left behind. If you need a moment, take it. But bear in mind, one loss does not equate to defeat. Keep fighting.
I wanted to thank you for bringing an end to what was once my father. I wish we had a moment of respite to celebrate our victory. Greater strife lies ahead. I will prepare the Cabal for the Witness's machinations, and when it reveals itself, I will once more be standing by your side on the battlefield.
Neomuna Civil News, this is Jisoo Colorado reporting. It is with a heavy heart I must report the passing of our senior Cloud Strider, Rohan, who perished while defending our city from Shadow Legion forces. Rohan is succeeded by the protege, Nimbus. The Council has scheduled a vigil soon to pay homage to this great hero. Good night, Neomuna, and good luck.
Strand is our newest foray into darkness. As I understand it now, it is the elemental manifestation of psychic connection. All minds are connected in a web of consciousness which we can now see and feel. To wield Strand is to pull on the hidden connecting threads and to use them to create, manipulate, and unravel. I had assumed this element would behave similar to our other darkness ability. But unlike stasis, mastering Strand seems to require one to relinquish control, to embrace the connecting threads and perhaps flow with them. I look forward to experimenting more with this new element. Solar requires us to both exploit and rely on the power of our sun. But to master it is to understand the star's duality. The nuclear force that scorches anything foolish enough to draw near is the same force we harness to heal. It feeds the flora of our galaxy, just as it begets drought and famine. Destruction and recreation are a necessary cycle. Stasis is the element of will and control. It slows, detains, and shatters. It was our first step into darkness and taught us the universe is not as black and white as it first seemed. Elsie Bray and Eris Morn have slightly different interpretations of how one masters this element. Fitting, as stasis thrives on individual will, but merging their thoughts gives me this. Control over the self can foster control over others. But without power over the self, destruction runs wild. When we wield stasis, we must exercise the ultimate authority over both self and others. Arc is the element of motion and conduction, and is created when the electromagnetic forces of our universe struggle to achieve balance. According to Ikora, Arc teaches us that change is a fundamental aspect of the universe. To wield it is to ride the storm of the unguessable. Void is the element of cosmic distortion. It is the pull of gravity and the promise of entropy. The vacuum of space and the gravitational forces that shape it teach us that emptiness is not nothingness. In Ikora's words, to wield void is to draw strength from both the immeasurably small and the unfathomably massive. With it, we bend the very fabric of space-time.
Callus is gone, and the Veil is safe for now. I don't really know what victory looks like going forward, but I'm not gonna take this win from us. From Neomuna. It's weird not being the rookie anymore. I'm just Cloudstrider Nimbus. Feels wrong, like I jumped out a window without my board. There was confidence in knowing the buck stopped with someone else. For Rohan, when I met him at least, it seemed like he just took everything in stride. It was easy for him. I guess I'll get there someday. We're having Rohan's induction into the Hall of Heroes in a bit. Will you join us? It'll be great. Quinn will say something stuffy, there'll be lots of cheering, maybe a whistle if you want to get spicy. But I think he'd be honored if you were there. One and done.
This is Jisoo Calorando coming to you once again with a special guest as part of our continuing war coverage, the Cabal Empress Keitel. Your Majesty, thank you for joining us today.
We thank you, Mr. Calorando.
Most of our listeners know little of your people's history beyond your colonization efforts on Mars and the recent Red War with Earth. Tell me, what is your goal here in the Sol system?
We came to your system as conquerors, Mr. Calorando. While that was not under my rule, it is a banner I would have gladly waved.
And yet you extended the offer of a truce with Earth.
The Cabal say there is no road through war. Your direction must change with circumstance.
Ah, you're referring to the recent destruction of your homeworld.
Torabottle was consumed by the Hive and the Witness. And so now my people fight for survival in addition to glory.
My sympathies. All of Neomuna knows what it is to lose a homeworld.
I do not place much value in your sympathies, Mr. Calorando. They were of little value to Earth.
With Neomuna Civil News, this is Jisoo Calorando coming to you today with Cloud Strider Nimbus for updates on the recent conflict. Nimbus, thank you for joining us in light of the heavy burden that has recently fallen on your shoulders.
I mean, whole city's hurting right now, Jisoo. Rohan was my hero, same as everyone else. But the best thing we can all do is make sure his sacrifice means something. Keep this city safe.
And what of the Guardians? Have they helped maintain our peace and safety, or are they adding new complications?
We all knew the return of the Pyramid Fleet was going to be complicated, and I'm glad we had the Guardians here every step of the way. There's one thing Rohan taught me, it's that no one survives alone. We need each other.
Impassioned words from one of our city's great champions. Let us hope time proves them wise as well. This is Jisoo Calorando, signing off.
Today, we honor relentless Rohan, his service, his sacrifice. More than a protector of Neomuna, he was a true Cloud Strider. He cut his years short so that the whole of humanity may thrive far into the future.
Today we suffer, so tomorrow can live on.
Founders,
This is the day job. Chief Archivist Quinn Ligari, Librarian to the Stars. The sabotage thing is just a side gig. And I am grateful for all your skullduggery, by the way. My day job is a lot more filing. Anyway, this is where I'd usually show you around, maybe buy you a drink, but I got an eensy-weensy crisis. Let me just... What? No! Do not core dump! Dumb machine! Okay. Why don't you take a look around while I get to a good stopping point? Okay, so, remember when you stopped Callus, saved the city, and looked good doing it? When the Witness made that connection after, it rebooted all our Cloud Arc security. Guess the Vex noticed because they busted in here and blew up 5 of my Memorial servers. The audacity, right? Each server is nano-constructed from a Cloud Strider's core drive and filled with all their logs and records. They're irreplaceable. It's not like the Vex are destroyed so randomly. There's gotta be a connection, probably on those wrecked servers. But any data connecting these 5 Striders was in the servers they blew up. Long story short, your buddy Ghost has some sensors I've never seen before. So I thought maybe he could help me scrape the data. Just go take a look at those damaged memorials. See if you can pick up anything. I hate those things. They made me re-record all my originals. Apparently, my take on history can be too sarcastic. So, want something? Altruism, affinity, awareness. These aren't just the Cloud Strider ideals. They are the soul of Neo Luna. Each of the memorials filling this room is a server dedicated to the life of a fallen hero, made from their own augmented systems. Every communication and journal detailing their noble sacrifice is available not only for future Cloud Striders to study, but you as well. The truest way to honor our city's champions is by using their experience to improve ourselves. Here in the foyer of arrivals rests noble Rohan. This sacred space honors both the beauty and the grief in a hero's passing. Since lockdown, so much of our city lived vicariously through our champion, and so we feel his loss more keenly. Every Cloud Strider embraces mortality, but in the lives they save and deeds recounted, they are timeless. Each plant thrives in soil enriched by fallen leaves. All they are, from inception to fruit, is an echo of who came before. The plants grown
erased on Earth and restored on Neomuna. They are memories of a lost homeworld. Return to life thanks to the safety and prosperity our champions provide. Every drop that falls eventually reaches its end, yet the river continues on. That lone drop is simply a shape the river takes for a time. The water within rejoins the flow and continues on. Those loved ones who passed remain a part of us, forever shaping who we are and who we become. The Pukas you see throughout the Hall of Heroes are attracted to the powerful emotions of visitors just like you. Over generations, they have acclimated to their human neighbors. Cloudstriders routinely use emotional support Pukas in training and therapy. They often select the friendliest chicks from those hatched right here, among their fallen predecessors. The founders came to Neptune in fear, desperate to survive the collapse. The Traveler had left gardens on many planets and moons. But on Neptune, they found a harsh frontier of floating continents and dangerous storms. Compassion, cooperation, and innovation allowed them to survive, just as they now allow us all to flourish. Maelstrom. She was one of the city's greatest military leaders. Ended the Cobalt occupation before she even became a Cloudstrider. Everybody loves him now, but back when Blue Jay was just Conrad Jane, the whole city hated his guts. Did all kinds of illegal sim research. The Strider. She was the very first official Cloudstrider. Losing her records hurts the most. Stargazer. You probably wouldn't expect a mathematician to be a great Cloudstrider. But I hear your Ikora Ray is kind of a nerd, too. Siegebreaker. Telluride Magsy. He converted in the middle of the 20-year siege, and he ended it. But Vex captured his mentor, Puck. Magsy rescued Puck, but by then, the bots had stripped secrets from his brain. Old man couldn't handle the guilt. Took risks. Got hurt.
That's awful. And eerily similar to what Osiris went through. I wonder if Rohan learned how to counsel Osiris from... Guardian, your strand, it's... What's happening?
You recreated the memorial! Nimbus said your strand power could make things, but I didn't think they meant like this.
Neither did we. I guess Neomuna's emotional connection to their heroes is strong enough to anchor this strand creation permanently.
I've read some academic studies on veil transcription of the collective unconscious. I bet if I put you in cryo, I could...
Quinn, maybe we should focus on the Vex for now. Why they attacked and if they're coming back.
Yeah, I guess you're probably more useful not frozen. Right now. Let's see if we can figure out why the Vex broke in. Hey. So what do we got going on? Built a data crawler app to scour Siegebreaker's database for mentions of the other 4 Cloudstriders targeted in that Vex attack. He references Stargazer and some kind of secret number-crunching algorithm. No context. So I need you to restore Stargazer's records. All you need to do is sort of vibe with Stargazer, the city's most famous explorer.
ish. No load-bearing damage, and the rest is taken care of. A little unorthodox, but we're good.
You sure? I can take a look.
I'm sure. Save your resources for the more vital infrastructure. We'll have a bad time, a worse time, if the farms go.
You let me know if that changes. Might not be as immediate as the siege, but our history's worth keeping safe.
That's why you're my favorite, Sid.
Ah, you say that to everyone.
And I mean it to everyone.
Intolerable.
What draws the Empress's ire now?
The soldiers Callus sends. While some of these may be the mindless clones you saw on the Leviathan, many more are deserters and traitors. Those who have forgotten what it means to be Cabal.
That still troubles you? This is not a new state of affairs.
No, but it is more than that. It is the further division of a people. It is destruction from within, by our own hands. Once I was hungry for the glory of battle. Even now I have never turned away from a necessary fight. But I see only foolishness here.
The time when this fight could have been avoided is long past.
I know. This is not reluctance. Only regret.
Oh, hey, Guardian. Induction ceremony wrap up all right? The citizens did a good job improvising. Traditionally, both Cloud Striders are there for the final handoff, but Rohan wasn't here, so... And if he were, he wouldn't be moaning about the past. He'd be too busy cracking open the veil, jumping through the portal, and knocking the witness back on its multiple asses. You know, the Vex were working on a copycat veil. Oh yeah, Rohan stumbled on it in the Nexus, years ago. It was half finished then, but he was convinced that the Vex had the goods on the original. Goods we'd need one day. Just think! We wrestle the Veil's secrets out of the Vex and we're one step closer to kicking down the Witness's door. But first, we gotta track down Rohan's notes. So, what do you say? Help me follow in the big guy's footsteps?